Tantor Audio, a division of Recorded Books, presents The Complete Guide to Chakras, Activating the 12 Chakra Energy System for Balance and Healing by April Pfender. Narrated by Leslie Howard. Limit of liability, disclaimer of warranty. The publisher and the author make no representations or warranties with respect to the accuracy or completeness of the contents of this work, and specifically disclaim all warranties, including without limitation, warranties of fitness for a particular purpose. No warranty may be created or extended by sales or promotional materials. The advice and strategies contained herein may not be suitable for every situation. This work is sold with the understanding that the publisher is not engaged in rendering medical, legal, or other professional advice or services. If professional assistance is required, the services of a competent professional person should be sought. Neither the publisher nor the author shall be liable for damages arising herefrom. The fact that an individual, organization, or website is referred to in this work as a citation and/or potential source of further information does not mean that the author or the publisher endorses the information the individual, organization, or website may provide, or recommendations it may make. Further, listeners should be aware that websites listed in this work may have changed or disappeared between when this work was written and when it is heard. Introduction. As a Reiki master teacher, sound healer, and meditation instructor, I have had thousands of patients and students come to me over the years to receive advice, treatments, and coaching on their own energy systems. I have given a countless number of chakra readings at the educational trainings, retreats, and workshops I host. I let people know where they are holding energy and how they can work to correct their imbalances. I have the benefit and privilege of seeing the collective commonalities that tie us all together with a golden thread, weaving the story of our energy bodies as individuals and as part of the greater whole. I have seen the stories changing and evolving, and now I invite you, Starshine, to embrace your personal ascension journey so that you may discover the truth for yourself of who and what you really are. While my previous books, Chakra Balance and Essential Chakra Meditation, have had their own successes, this more advanced, complete volume has been gestating in the background for some time. I'm excited to present an updated look at the traditional chakra system, a more comprehensive view that focuses on the ascension journey in this template of New Earth, our current paradigm. The first 3 chakras primarily address earthly concerns like safety, sexuality, and power. As you climb the ascension ladder, these worldly preoccupations lighten, and you'll begin to uncover new layers of consciousness that will be integrated through massive collective shifts, such as the one we are in right now, the Age of Aquarius, ushering in the rise of the divine feminine. Here we will begin to peel back the layers of this eternal story, so that you can get a clear picture of how the chakras influence your body's energy systems and how you can work with them on a deeper level to achieve ultimate healing and balance. We will touch on how the chakras are historically viewed, what it means when you experience blockages or stagnancy, and different techniques you can work into your life to help clear and manage these precious energy sites. We will peer into each chakra in depth, examining its location on or outside the body, its governing principles and functions, as well as the planets, deities, archetypes, and personalities associated with each. There are moments when it seems the universe gives you a glimpse behind the scenes. The legged, winged, and scaled creatures of the land show themselves as they move about, circling, slithering, and slinking. The song of the cool wind whips through the trees, and the plants echo waves of agreement on the swaying breeze. The sound of water streaming nearby soothes the soul as the benevolent cosmic dance reveals a night sky, a sky in which your royal legacy is written in clear, shining lights. It is the same canopy that your ancestors gazed upon, and it is embedded deep in the helixes of your DNA. This moment whispers that you are a spark of pure consciousness, participating in physicality. You instantly feel your connection to all that is and all that ever was. You are but a breath away from the infinite, yet this ancient truth is also contained within every single cell that makes up your being. This now moment is a merging of light particles, transmitting your divine blueprint into the embodiment of all your expressions. And through this union of the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, your experiences will be a reflection of what is possible. Your life will be a contribution to all humanity, as you inspire others to live less in fear and more in love with each step. Like the twinkling stars in the sky scattered into clusters, your chakras are pure light and energy points that create a map on, above, and below your body. Together, your 12 chakras form a rainbow constellation that corresponds with regions on and around your physical body and acts as a celestial bridge as it flows from above your crown and spirals up into the cosmos. This book is an invitation to lean in and take an intimate look at how these energy portals guide all aspects of your life. From how you engage with the world to how the universe is managed and contained within you, your chakras hold the key to your health and vital well-being. The 7 main traditional chakras are the foundational elements of life itself. Your complete chakra system houses 12 energetic vortexes with a great number of smaller energy inlays, for example, your meridian system and nadis. This book covers the 12 chakra ascension model, illuminating exactly what these centers are, how they work independently and together, and how you can use them to direct your energy to higher ends. This book focuses on how the constellation of your energy creates a divine blueprint, tying you back to the stars and celestial bodies, universal and source energy, using this ascension model. This model reminds you that your chakras encompass all layers of your being. They contribute to raising, restoring, and maintaining higher levels of consciousness, from the micro to the macro, within your body, humanity, Earth, the solar system, and beyond. The energies currently entering Earth are remarkably different from what they have ever been, in that they contain higher frequencies and bandwidths of light, which must be integrated into your personal energy field, so that you can experience all the physical, energetic, and subtle upgrades available to you through these transmissions. This updated look at the chakras considers the new powerful energetic shift that we are all experiencing. When you claim this ascended energy in your life, it sets a foundation of light for humanity to follow collectively. Part 1. Understanding the Chakras. In this part of the book, I'll cover what chakras are and how they function in the body. We will review regulating and balancing chakra health, therapeutic techniques you can use to remove blockages, and the mystical benefits of chakra healing. This section will give you a broader context of how the chakras function both independently and together to create transformational and evolutionary change. Chapter 1. The body's energy system. Let's begin with a general discussion of chakras and energy. Then we'll take a peek at the chakras in a more historical context, spanning timelines and continents, and complete this chapter with a look at subtle energy and energy healing. The chakras. Traditionally, we think of chakras as energetic gateways between our physical bodies and the world around us. They allow the currents of energy to flow between you and the world at large. Energy can be thought of as both the power it takes to make something move and the moving information. Your body actively generates frequencies in the form of electric and magnetic currents, which radiate inside, outside, and around your physical body. These currents overlap, forming vertical-oriented gateways. That's lots of moving energy. Chakras can be described as spinning whirlpool-like wheels of light on both the front and back sides of your being, and when balanced, they channel energy optimally to keep your body at peak performance. In addition, everything we know has a chakra system: humans, plants, animals, the planet, and beyond. It is well known in energy medicine and holistic healing that everything is energy. The energy originates within your auric field. The frequencies that generate optimal health as well as potential illness first arrive and live outside your physical body, and, with enough accumulation, are later internalized, presenting as symptoms or physical effects. Your spiritual body, or subtle body, contains this energetic information and optimizes it as you move about your daily activities. The chakras have a profound influence over everything you do, including all your vital systems, inside and out. They process all the energy you come into contact with, including psychic energy, which is very fast, sensory energy, which is very slow, and everything in between. Your higher chakra centers are continually projecting the hologram of your physical body into existence as it pours from the etheric template of your higher self into form. In this sense, you are an eternal energetic reflection, mirroring back the harmonics of your divine radiance as an earth being. To change your hologram, you must begin to work with and master your own energy. In other words, if you want to see change in your physical body, you must alter your chakra frequencies. Sometimes this starts with thoughts and feelings, which can affect the mental and material plane. Oftentimes, you can alter your energy field directly. We'll get into detail on how to work with your energy in Chapter 3. In this modern ascension chakra system, your chakras are associated with specific rainbow, metallic, and pastel colors, or frequencies, which are represented by spinning colored lights that help connect cosmic energy through your physical body and into the heart of Gaia, or Mother Earth. Thinking of colors as frequencies may help illuminate their energetic nature as it relates to what's covered in this book. If you were to see the chakras spinning, they would appear as a blur because of how fast they spin. And if you were able to see the color spectrum on the body, you'd see the 7 main chakras in a bandwidth from red to white. The expanded chakra system has more colors or bandwidths of light in which it operates. Chakras also have a shape, a speed and direction of spin, and the ability to open and close as necessary to regulate the energy coming and going from the physical body and all the subtle body layers, your aura, the biomagnetic wrapper that surrounds you. We'll dive into chakra health in the upcoming chapters, but for now, it's important to recognize these energy centers as a complete system, responsible for your mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. These sensitive gateways, or portals, are adept at managing your energy along with physical issues. Each portal is generally associated with organs, glands, systems, body parts, and other characteristics within its relative resonance frequency, with the exception of some systemic crossover between chakras. Chakras are organic and fluid, and, most importantly, highly characterized by the individual. That means that the chakras may be slightly different from person to person, as each one of us is a unique expression and frequency. Each chakra functions on a vibratory plane of its own that most closely correlates to locations on the body, but it's more accurate to say that the chakras flow like liquid, just like energy itself. If your chakra is vibrating at a certain frequency, energies outside that frequency cannot exist there for long. Chakras throughout history. You are likely familiar with the Sanskrit word chakra, meaning wheel, but where did it originate? Scholars have discussed this worldwide, and studies suggest the word and concept of chakras, originally denoted as chakras spelled C-A-K-R-A-S, originated in the Vedas. Unarguably, this collection of philosophical and metaphysical writings offers teachings that date back to between 1700 and 1100 BCE as the oldest written texts of the East. Since the Vedas house 4 main texts, each written in different time periods ranging from between 2200 and 900 BCE, it's hard to pinpoint exactly when discussions of the chakras arrived on the scene. The 4 main Vedic texts are the Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, Rig Veda, and Atharva Veda. They were passed down orally for thousands of years before being formally transcribed. Estimates suggest the information contained in these Hindu texts was likely shared verbally long before it was written, which dates it to between 12,000 BCE and 1000 BCE, a staggering 11,000-year stretch. The word chakra is also found in the Upanishads, part of Vedic scripture, which are Sanskrit texts shared by other religious traditions like Jainism and Buddhism. To really begin to understand these writings, we must look to the authors. Many of these sacred Hindu texts sprang up in the Indus Valley around 1500 BCE, with the arrival of Avestan-speaking people and the Aryans, who descended from Indo-European and Russian civilizations. The Aryans brought Sanskrit to the region, and both cultures believed in the existence of an invisible force that lived both inside and outside themselves. These ideas are thought to have been cultivated within their respective cultures, and generally blended with the indigenous cultures that were already living in the local Indus Valley, the Harappans. Historians believe that the Vedic scriptures reflect both philosophies, and may even allude to authorship contributions from more ancient cultures, like the early Eastern Indians or Dravidians. While we would expect the texts to describe the chakras as spiritual organs, this compilation of literature does no such thing, mostly describing chakras, oddly enough, representing the wheel of a chariot. In addition, the chakra was a symbol for dynamism and for the dawn. Since creation rotates on an axis, the word often appears as a symbol for this movement. Vishnu, the Hindu god said to hold earth, space, and the atomic realm together, is often mentioned in relation to chakras. He carries what is known as the Sudarshan chakra, a disc-like weapon of ancient myth with 108 serrated edges, used to eliminate obstacles opposing his divine plan. Depending on the lineage and texts, many countries and cultures across the world offer conflicting information about chakras. While the West tends to compare chakras to organs in the physical body, chakras are not a static reality. They are a fluid reality due to their flowing, energetic nature. Chakras are also relatively prescriptive in nature, meaning they can point to recommendations to achieve specific goals by mystical means. For example, the original Vedas may have you visualize a white 1,000-petaled lotus at a specific focal point on the body, in this case, the crown, and then activate its symbols through chant, mantra, or another means. Most of the ancient cultures attempted to install deity energies and mantras at chosen points on the body through nyasa, meaning to place. In other words, the original chakras were not much more than inception portals for deities to enter the body. Our modern system of chakras developed over time as these portal placements grew into energy centers, reflecting the energy of the deities invoked at those sites. This body template of the lotus chakra system was associated with 3 things: mystical sounds found in the petals, specific elements, earth, wind, water, fire, and ethers, and a specific Hindu deity. In addition, the psychological states that we in the West typically associate with the chakras happen to have sprung up as an historical innovation, derived from Carl Jung's archetypal theories, and aren't typically represented within the Sanskrit context. For example, the solar plexus is associated with power and purpose in modern chakra systems, while the ancient context would associate each lotus petal chakra with a distinct emotional state. An important cross-cultural takeaway here is that the chakras can be used as general tools to heal and balance the energetic, physical, spiritual, and emotional bodies. things shake up a bit when we're comparing systems, and it varies across cultures. So let's take a deeper look into how this translates in different ancient cultures across the world. After that, we'll discuss how the ancient Sanskrit roots evolved into the modern system we have today. Chakras across the world. Chakras themselves, energy medicine philosophies, and cosmologies have historically and contemporarily existed everywhere, woven into the international fabric of our world, across a diverse spectrum of representation and application. India, Africa, the Middle East, Europe, and America all have similar or equivalent traditions that highlight the modern relevancy of chakras as energy centers. Intertwined in the teachings are the basic tenets of awareness, consciousness, energy bodies, and doorways to spirit. Let's take a closer look, starting with the Hermetic mystery traditions, Egypt, India, and Persia, almost all of whose philosophies embrace beliefs in intangible energy. In Africa, the Kemetic tree of life sprang up with the Egyptians, who practiced magic and mystery teachings as part of their daily life. They primarily focused on the energy body called the Ka, and worked with the tree of life as a pathway from earth to the heavens. The circles in the tree represented the locations of the chakras. Jewish mystics likely adopted the Kabbalah from Egyptian influence, tracing back to when Moses, a Hebrew, led the exodus of the Israelites out of Egypt. Early Egyptian energetics contain a goldmine of concepts analogous to the chakras and subtle energy we know today, like that of Sekhem, or life force energy. The Ba, or soul, represents non-physical energies. The Yoruba tribe of Africa, who also practiced mysticism and magic, had orishas, or spirits, that dwell within the body, correlating to Hindu chakra sites. The Dogon were another tribe that worked with sacred geometry and information received directly from their home star, Sirius, to help control living conditions and heal tribe members. The information they received from the stars was extremely mathematically accurate, far surpassing their technological abilities. Some say these ancient cultures were always connected to galactic gateways, which allowed this transfer of universal knowledge. In Hinduism, the energy of the Ka body would be considered prana, breath or life-giving force, or kundalini, energy coiled at the base of the spine. The Hindu text Bhagavata Purana lists 6 locations for the chakras. 2 other spiritual centers were added later for performing higher spiritual practices. Moving into Tibet with Buddhist philosophy and a continuation of tantric and yogic ideas, chakras are most commonly thought of as channel wheels or doors that would aid in achieving emptiness or enlightenment. There are sometimes 4, 5, 7, or 10 wheels, which vary, but in general they all rely on tumo, or kundalini, for ultimate awakening and integration of the full chakra system. The Middle East, with its diverse religious history, is replete with variations of the chakra system. Zoroastrians, authors of the scripture Avesta, had the holy system Amesha Spentas, or divine emanations, which most closely translated to a 6-chakra system. The Sufis and Jewish people were rich in mystical cosmology, and both talk about vital energy bodies throughout their sacred texts and teachings, relating the realms of the metaphysical to that eternal creation that lies within each one of us. In North and South America and Mesoamerica, the ancient Mayans, Incans, Andeans of Peru, and Huichols, as well as other native cultures, worked with the elements and physical locations of chakras on the body. Their shamanic teachings and temple iconography indicate inclusive knowledge of energy bodies and spirits, energy, from the land and sky. In North America, tribes like the Cherokees had mystical connections to the Pleiades and highlight body and earth matrices, meridians, and various interconnecting points on the body in their cosmology. It would seem that across the world, all of these cultures were mysteriously able to access very similar technological, mathematical, and mystical information. Stepping into Europe, the Vikings held an understanding of the chakras, evocatively symbolized by a tree with 9 Norse worlds. The Yggdrasil tree was a bridge connecting the human realm to Asgard, the place of the gods. The Celts of Neolithic Britain had many myths and lore of gods and goddesses too, which contained the concept of Arganto Rota, or silver wheel. It is said that in Avalon, which is a sacred chakra of Earth, the chakras were framed as 7 points of consciousness, with the top point of consciousness, the crown, being a house for the rest of the energies and not an actual chakra itself. Subtle energy, healing energy. Early on in human history, our ancestors figured out that more subtle dimensions of energy existed within and outside of their own physical bodies. They worked with this subtle energy to heal the body directly, and this type of energy can be found referenced across many civilizations and ancient cultures. Subtle energy is also called qi, spelled Qi or Chi in Chinese. It is the vital life force energy that moves through and animates all things. This energy is also referred to as ki in Japanese or prana in Sanskrit. The body meridians, auric layers, and chakra system are the 3 main subtle energy systems of the body. We cannot see or touch these systems as they are intangible. If we were to compare subtle energy to physical energy, subtle energy would feel delicate like the wind, and physical energy would feel solid like the earth. Subtle energy is present everywhere, and it can be harnessed and channeled, just like powering a windmill. Although subtle energies are to be felt and experienced, there are modern ways to map and measure them. These energies can be identified and classified as localized, meaning they exist where we expect to find them, and can be relatively measured with contemporary technology. Subtle energy manipulation is employed to bring about physical and energetic change. Let's explore the 3 subtle energy systems. The meridian system is used in traditional Chinese medicine. This system is like a river or highway that runs through the inside of the body and channels energy throughout the entire physical body. Ancient medicine practices such as acupuncture work by adjusting your qi to more easily move through this intricate web of channels so that it may service the interconnecting areas of the body. For example, specific points can address things like allergies, digestive issues, and lung or kidney deficiencies. There are more than 400 points in the body that are connected with the meridian system, and they all tie into these superhighways. By clearing stagnancy at these points, your body frees up and improves the flow of qi, creating a ripple that benefits the entire system. The auric field, which is made up of layers, exists outside the body and has a profound effect on your evolution and state of consciousness. Anything that is happening in your mind, body, or soul is directly reflected within your aura. The 7 subtle aura layers are 1. The etheric body, 2. Emotional body, 3. Mental body, 4. Astral body, 5. Etheric template, 6. Celestial body, and 7. Causal body or catheric template. These bands of light energy wrap the body like a bubble, and each layer moves progressively away from the physical body. These layers start at about 1 to 3 inches away from the physical body and extend up to 6 feet or more, depending on the individual. It is thought that each layer corresponds to one of the 7 main chakras. You can also think of these layers as similar to your electromagnetic field, although these layers are actually a step up in vibration. They hold a variety of information and are most easily accessed during states of deep meditation, where the ability to foster healing and balancing exist. Finally, the chakras are your subtle energy system that act as energetic exchange points, organizing the energy your body intakes and discharges. These vortexes are the primary focus of this book, and you can think of them as the most important because they are responsible for enabling you to convert non-physical energy to physical energy.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?